the frozen reason your tundra hoards enough methane from you, and in Yamal, Siberia in 2020, a frozen hillside detonated without a single earthquake, blasting a crater 50 meters wide into solid ground in under 60 seconds. No lava, no seismograph signal, just frozen earth and then a hole the size of a building. You need to know why, and the answer starts with something living inside your gut right now. Beneath roughly a quarter of Earth's land surface lies a layer of ground that has been frozen for thousands of years. Permafrost. Scientists call it the largest carbon bomb on the planet, and it has been holding its breath, storing methane, a greenhouse gas 80 times more potent than carbon dioxide, in concentrations that took millennia to build. It isn't doing this by accident. It's doing it because of a biological pact made underground before your species drew its first breath. That pact is breaking, and the mechanism behind it mirrors something happening in your own body every single day. Here's the partial answer. Methane inside permafrost doesn't come from rock. It comes from life. Specifically, from microorganisms called methanogens, ancient archaea that predate the oxygen in the air you're breathing right now. For millions of years, these microbes have been consuming dead organic matter frozen in the soil. Mammoth remains, ice age forests, ancient plants, and exhaling methane as a byproduct. But the cold keeps them locked. The permafrost acts like a freezer, holding their methane output in crystalline ice structures called methane clathrates, molecular cages where water molecules trap individual gas molecules under enormous pressure. Each cage is a pressurized vault. The Siberian shelf alone contains enough methane in these vaults to equal 50 years of total human emissions. Every year, those vaults grow slightly warmer, slightly weaker. When they fail, they don't drip, they blow, but the story doesn't go where you expect. Scientists assumed a slow release, a creeping atmospheric shift across decades, manageable, predictable. That is not what they found. When researchers from Tomsk Polytechnic University measured air directly above Yamal permafrost in 2014, they recorded methane concentrations 50,000 times the normal atmospheric baseline. Not double, not elevated, 50,000 times. And the craters forming across Siberia, the Yamal craters, the Jiden craters, the ones still emerging beneath frozen lakes in 2021 and 2022, these are not geological slow burns. The blowout that formed the B1 Yamal crater launched debris the size of refrigerators more than 120 meters from the blast site. The ground didn't melt, it detonated. Now close the loop opened at the start. Your gut contains methanogens, the exact same ancient archaea producing methane beneath Siberia right now. Your digestive system is a scaled-down version of the same biological engine. And the mechanism failing in the Arctic is one scientists first understood by studying organisms like you. Here is how it works. When permafrost warms past a critical threshold, roughly -1 degree Celsius, the ice lattices holding methane clathrates lose structural integrity. Gas that was locked becomes gas under pressure, accumulating beneath a cap of still frozen ground above it. That cap holds for days, weeks, sometimes years. Locals across the Yamal Peninsula call the swelling ground pingos, dome-shaped bubbles that rise meters above the flat tundra before they rupture. But modern methane blowouts are accelerating beyond anything pingo behavior predicted, because the warming isn't only descending from above. Geothermal heat, amplified by a warming Arctic baseline, attacks the clathrate structures from below simultaneously. The cage collapses at both ends at once. The eruption that follows carries frozen debris, liquefied gas, and in documented cases, ignites on contact with atmospheric oxygen. In 2021, a drone survey over the Bavinankovo gas field counted more than 7,000 active methane pressure domes within a single 500 square kilometer zone. 7,000 loaded chambers. That survey was 4 years ago. This is what the models missed. They were built for linear release, a steady bleed as temperatures climbed. What permafrost is doing is not linear. It stores, 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 then releases in a single violent event that exposes fresh organic material to the methanogens below, triggering more production, more pressure, more eruption. Scientists use the term feedback loop, but loop implies something circular and contained. In 2023, atmospheric methane readings above Siberia reached concentrations not recorded in 800,000 years of ice core data. The planet has been in this exact chemical state before. The last time it was, global sea levels stood 23 meters higher than they do today. That is not a projection. That is sediment stratigraphy, rock layers that don't lie. And the archaea that drove it, the same biology running inside your gut right now, survived every extinction event that followed. They have always survived. The Siberian shelf alone stores an estimated 1,700 gigatons of carbon. Earth's entire atmosphere holds 860. If 10% releases in the next century, not all of it, 10%, every climate model built on linear assumptions is already obsolete. The Arctic isn't behaving linearly anymore. The pingos are multiplying. The craters are widening. And scientists are circling a question they're reluctant to put in print. At what threshold does permafrost stop being a bomb that humans are lighting and become a bomb that lights itself? Because if the archaea and the frozen ground can survive what they've survived before, and the record says they can, the question is no longer whether they'll outlast this warming. The question is what else, exactly, won't.